What's up everyone, Terraquake here, and welcome on back to our Pokemon Omega Ruby walkthrough. In the last part, we took down the Mossdeep City Gym, got our 7th gym badge, and then as we came out of the gym, a giant earthquake happened, and you know, it's bad news because T-Mawk was doing things down by the seafloor cavern, and so we were given Dive by Steven, you know, the HM for Dive, which, you know, if you want to move as quickly as possible, you're gonna want to head straight south from Mossdeep City, go all the way to Route 128, and then there should be a, what's it called? First let's go ahead and get into the first trainer battle. But there should be kind of a square-shaped dive spot. I think it's the one that you saw in the cutscene when we walked out of the gym, and that's where you're going to want to dive down, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. You may have to, like, get to the seafloor cavern through another way, but it's somewhere on Route 128 is where you're going to want to use dive. So yeah, the Hoenn region is on the brink of, like, ending, but we're going to take our time instead. We are going to check out Route 127 and 126 today. We're on 127 right now. It's kind of weird because we're going backwards, but in reality, all these routes are kind of just jumbled up in a big square and stuff, so it doesn't really matter which direction you go. But yeah, so most of these routes are completely optional. Basically, the next 3 videos, including this one, are going to be all optional stuff. We're going to make our way south towards Pacific Log Town, and that is where, you know, we're gonna come across another town, obviously. Not a whole lot happening over there. You don't even have to go check it out. But, yeah, just thought I'd go ahead and make y'all aware, but this is a walkthrough after all, so you know we gotta cover the stuff. And there we go, we break through confusion. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing mostly water types out here on these routes, of course. A bunch of fishermen, loads of swimmers, but this first guy was actually just a bird keeper. And there we go, Turbo's going to get the knockout here, so that's nice. But yeah, 127 and 126 is the goal today. Now, so I'll probably go through Route 127, then, like, get to the very bottom, and then sort of turn up or turn back around. Let me go ahead and throw, I don't know, I'll put Hopper to the front. You know, Sceptile's already a level above most of the other mons, even though I literally could, like, one-shot most things around here. But yeah, there's more diving spots, you know, all over the place here. Here's a little alcove where this fisherman's hanging out. These water routes can get a little confusing if you're not careful. I mean, the good news is I feel like, you know, the mini-map on the bottom screen is pretty solid if you ever do feel like you're getting lost. Worst case scenario, just use Fly or something to go back to Mossdeep City, I guess. And here's a Lovedis, the Pokemon that, like, should literally evolve into a Alomomola, but it doesn't. To be fair, Alomomola came out 2 gens later. But, I mean, come on. It was right there, bro. It was right there. Here's a Relicanth. Here's a mon you can find in the underwater areas. Water rock type. I think this is, like, one of the oldest Pokemon ever or something like that. And, yeah, got really good defenses, hence why I switched to Psybeam. Hope you guys are having a good Friday, though. Man, it's, like, over halfway through June by the time this video goes up. I know, like, every episode I feel like I talk about, like, the time of year it is, or like the time of month, but bro, I mean, hey, you know, we are, you know, 2025's moving, man, and if you don't watch out, it's gonna be 2026 before you know it. By the way, I passed on Payback there. Don't really want that move. You know, if I was a dark type, maybe it's a different story, but, you know, Payback does double the damage if you get hit first, which, I mean, Grumpig isn't the fastest thing in the world, but I'd rather just stick with, like, Power Gem and whatnot. This guy's got a Tentacruel, so should be pretty easy for us to deal with. We'll just hit it with a Psyshock, and yeah, that should do the trick. Man, I know in the last Omega Ruby episode I talked about the Switch 2 a bit, and that kind of reminds me of Pokemon Legends ZA, you know, coming out later this year, right? I'm actually really worried though, because okay, I know there's a version of it coming out on the Switch 1, and honestly, I'm probably still gonna have the Switch 1 by then. By the way, right there's a Zinc that you can grab. Ton of good secret-based locations, too. But yeah, you know, I think I'm still going to have the Switch 1 by then. But I have a problem right now, because obviously I want to be able to stream it. You know, maybe even make videos out of it when Legends ZA does come out. But something with my Switch dock, you know, like the dock that you put your Switch in when you connect it to, like, a TV or something, it's not working, because when I try to hook up my Elgato to it, which is, you know, a capture card so I could record the stuff and stream it and whatnot, it just doesn't work. And I know it's not the capture card's problem, because I actually have been using my Wii a little bit. We've been streaming Super Mario Galaxy 2 recently. And, you know, I've been using my Wii just fine with the capture card, so I don't know what it is about the dock. I'm hoping you can, like, go on to Amazon and just buy, you know, a separate, you know, Switch dock. I mean, I'm not getting a whole nother Switch console, but, so yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out somehow. Kind of worried, bro. Kind of worried, because I definitely want to be able to stream Legends ZA, like, right when it comes out, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Alright, we'll go ahead and throw Pelipper to the front. And we can surf down here, and there's this guy. Yo, look at the ace swimmers up here, or ace trainer. I guess they're still considered ace trainers, but like they're standing on their Pokemon. I feel like that's got to be like more painful for the Pokemon. But yeah, man, you know, they're like surfing out here. It's got to show off. Everyone else is sitting down. He does have a pincer though, so we'll give it a fly submission. Okay, we resist that, bro. That's doing a whole lot of nothing. But yeah, what show-offs? Ace trainers always try to be show-offs. They got the different hair colors. You know, I swear, like, half the time their dialogue's like, oh, you're just a regular Pokemon trainer. You're not ready for an ace trainer. And then you end up, like, mopping the floor with their team anyways. Storm Throw. Okay, another fighting type move. That one actually always crits, if you didn't know. That's like a, you know, Frost Breath. One of those types of moves. Down goes Pincer. Not too bad at all. And Rio's going to get to level 46. So perfect. The 8th gym is going to be in the high 40s. I want to say the ace is like 48, 49, maybe even 50. Maybe even like 51. I don't know. But you know what's up there, so it's not a bad idea to, you know, come through these water routes, take on all of the optional trainers. But yeah, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. We're kind of at the border to Route 126 right now. And here we go. We got one of these triathlete dudes. Yeah, these guys take things pretty seriously, let me tell you. Even though he's just like swimming back and forth. Fun fact, I actually went to a triathlon recently. Not because I was competing in it, I was watching my dad do it, but yeah, that was pretty fun. I have decided that, like, I think later in life, bro. Well, actually, I did do a triathlon when I was, like, a kid, like, middle school. You know, it was, like, one built for kids, though. It was, like, pretty easy. But, you know, also, this thing went for barrier, which absolutely sucks. No, man. Okay, I gotta switch, or this is gonna take forever. Matter of fact, yeah, I guess my best play is Grumpig. But yeah, no, I think triathlons are cool, and I think, like, when I'm older in life, I'll definitely do a few. At least try to do a few, I guess. But they seem pretty dope. I know you gotta train a bit more than, you know, swimming back and forth in a 10-foot radius like this guy was doing, though. Like, you gotta do a bit more than that, man. Alright, one more Psybeam should do the trick. Yeah, I had to go for Psybeam, because this dude is boosting his defenses like no other. Like, bro, can you not, man? It's really not that deep when you think about it. It really isn't. Alright, down goes Tentacruel. And I know there's another ace trainer who is around here. Probably standing on their Pokemon, too. Let's see. They probably think they're, like, taller than everyone, too. And then if they actually, like, step down off of their Pokemon, they probably end up being like, oh, no, this person's actually sitting down. Okay, never mind. I'll stop, like, disrespecting. Yeah, she had a pretty decent team of, what was it? Snorunt, Dusclops, and Masquerain. So, you know, always nice to take a break from the water types. Anyways, last trainer on Route 127, unless you count, like, the scuba divers that are all underwater. There's gonna be this guy. Did he say he, like, used to be at the Dewford Gym or something? What'd he do, graduate from the Dewford City Gym? I don't know. But, yeah, gonna be a black belt. Anyways, I'm trying to locate, yeah, here we go, Route 126. Gotta make sure I have it pulled up on my guide, because that's where we're going next. Yeah, just below us is going to be the entrance to Route 128. 128's also the way that you go to get to the Pokemon League, or, well, Victory Road and, you know, Evergrande City, all that stuff. You know, you'll have to still go through Victory Road to actually reach the league itself, but that's definitely worth pointing out. And this guy just has a couple fighting types, of course. You will need Waterfall to reach it, though, so don't try to, like, you know, get to the league already, bro. You can't do that. I mean, we don't even have the water type HM right now, I don't think. And you need the 8th badge to even use it outside of battle. And man, Hariyama is tanky, huh? This is a big dude. Big old dude. But yeah, I'm gonna see, I feel like there's another item around here too. We're gonna get Swalot leveled up right here, I think. I hope so, because he's like running low on Sludge Bombs. But yeah, as I said, nice to not see a water type every single battle, because we're just seeing so many of them, and he didn't level up. Okay, nice. That's great. All right, let me just run around here real fast. More good secret base locations if you ever want to, like, flex to your friends, like, oh yeah, man, I found the best spot. Yeah, there's a Mega Stone, though. This is the Heracronite, so you can now Mega Evolve your Heracross if you have one. Except I don't even know if you can get a Heracross at this point in the game. But it's there for the taking. So now, as I said, that's kind of it for 127. Heading south is just going to lead us into 128. So let's head back up, and I'm kind of just going to hug the left side for now until I see an opening. Yeah, right here. So this takes you to 126. More trainers on this route, but 126 is more so kind of like a circle. It goes around Sootopolis City, which is inside, yeah, that's right, inside of this giant kind of white rock, and you need dive to get to Sootopolis City. So you can actually go to the city right now if you want to go ahead and open it up. Back up here, by the way, is going to be Route 124. We've been through there. But yeah, you can go ahead and go into that city if you want. Then you can make it to where you can, you know, fly there. Sootopolis City is the location of the 8th gym, so you're going to be there anyways eventually. I'm not going to bother with it right now. I'm just going to take on the trainers that are going around the outside. As I said, there's a fair bit of them. But yeah, 126 shouldn't be too confusing. Again, it's just a big circle, and there's no other kind of paths leading from it, unless you count the one going back to 124. Alright, Azumarill, though, remember, that thing's a part Fairy type now, so works out for Swalot. Now you're going to get to level 46. And, you know, we're getting to the stage in the game where I probably have, like, most of my movesets figured out, I would think. I mean, heck, not even, you know, many Pokemon are still learning moves at this stage, so I'm kind of chilling with my movesets. I'll probably take a look at TMs and stuff, like, before the league, but that's not for a little while. And, alright, let's go into Banette here, and yeah, I'm kind of just gonna go from the top down, I guess. Just making sure I don't miss anyone. And yeah, you can dive, of course. You see all these diving spots. Again, actually, I think the diving area on this route is all just one area. You know, it's all connected, and then you'll be able to enter Sootopolis City. But again, we'll see that take place another time. Here's a Gyarados. Man, wish I had like Thunderbolt or something on Banette. Matter of fact, I may actually have the Thunderbolt TM, but I really can't remember. I know we have like Shockwave though. I think that was the TM that Watson gave us. So this kind of stinks, but you know, at least Ice Fang doesn't do a whole lot, so Gyarados won't take too long to go down. And yeah, I really need to search up where the Banette Megastone is, because I would love to have that before the Elite Four, if it's available before the Elite Four. Either way, at some stage in this walkthrough, we will be evolving Mega Banette, because I've never, or evolving Banette into Mega Banette, because I've never used one before, so I got to, man. You know, we got to do it, got to show it off. First time ever using Banette, and we're going to be able to do it, you know, going to be able to Mega Evolve it too. Alright, so let's see, who is the next swimmer hanging out somewhere, maybe? I'm like zigzagging all over the place. Oh, by the way, I had to stock up on Max Repels too in between episodes. Didn't realize I was running so low. Yeah, that's definitely something you'll want to do. Make sure you have plenty of Max Repels before, you know, coming into all these different water routes. That guy used a Wailmer, Staryu, and Golduck. And then right down here, we have a couple more Ace Trainers. Actually, I went ahead and fought one of them already. Not this person, though. Yeah, I fought the guy who's further up. And, you know, one of those show-offs again. He had a Vibrava and Rhydon. Matter of fact, he started a sandstorm during that fight, too. I don't even know how you start a sandstorm over the water, like, in the ocean like this. Now that I say that, though, there's probably, like, been, you know, at some point in time, at some place in the world, there probably was a sandstorm going over the ocean. But this lady has a Crobat, and you poisoned me right off the bat. Oh, yeah, that's what you get, though. Flame Body kicks in. That's probably only, like, the second or third time we've seen that happen, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, now your attack's going to be cut in half as long as we don't miss a Rock Slide. That'll do the trick, and then we only have one more trainer to go. There are, I think, there is actually a regular swimmer that you can access through Dive. You can kind of, you know, dive down a little bit. I think it's back on the left side of the route. You dive down a little bit and then, like, resurface elsewhere. So, again, may save all that for, like, the separate dive video. Level 46 for Magcargo. And this last fight, I think I'll throw, like, Pelipper back to the front. Or something like that. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, next episode, we will probably be, I mean, we'll be going through Route 128 and probably 129. I think the goal is to, like, get almost to Pacifidlog Town in the next episode. And then the one after that we will check out Pacific Log Town and like Route 130 and 131, which are, you know, the ones past the town that have all the different currents and stuff. And then after that, we'll be back on, you know, the main track, the main story. So don't you worry. And here's Ludicolo. Everyone loves him because of his, you know, dancing sprite here. But unfortunately, hey, look, don't shoot the messenger man, but I gotta take him down. Look, it just is what it is. He had to go down. What'd you want me to do? Sack off my whole team against him? I can't do that. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. Next time, as I said, heading further south on our way to Pacific Log Town. Have a good rest of your day, though. Hope y'all enjoyed. And until then, deuces.